This is the Unsweetened Truth with Kristen and Pucci, where we talk about everything but don't sugarcoat anything. Welcome back to the Unsweetened Truth Podcast with Kristen and Pucci. Today, we are going to be talking about my supplements. I am the supplement girly with my friend groups, with my friends, with my employees, with my family. People know me as this supplement wellness girly. And it's because I've talked about it time and time and time again, how choosing a health and wellness lifestyle saved my life years ago. So I will sing it from the rooftops, because when you've been so low and you've made such a drastic change in your life, you want to tell everybody else about it. You want everybody else to feel that good. So that's what we're going to do today. Before we get started, though, I want to be very, very clear. I am not a doctor. I have just spent lots of money on doctors to help me. I am someone who believes much more in functional medicine, naturopathic medicine. I don't so much tend to fall in like the Western medicine category, primary care doctors, all those things like that. Obviously, I think there's importance and need for both. However, just for myself and my health and what I believe in, I tend to go the more natural route. I believe that our bodies were created in magical, wonderful ways. And I think that they are, under the right circumstances, given the right support, they can heal from anything. They can survive anything. And if there's anything seriously going wrong with myself, I typically go to what is the root cause versus putting on a Band-Aid. So without further ado, check with your doctor on any of these things. I'm just trying to spread awareness and what has worked for me and what has worked for my friends. But it might not work for you. So double check, and there might be interactions with things. So I'm not a doctor. Check with your doctor. Do your own research. I'm just here to spread the wealth, wisdom, and health. All right. So a lot of these supplements, I started taking a couple years ago. Little backstory on my health. Fast forward now, like a couple years ago, I would have told you I had food allergies, and I had a lot of it was trauma. I believe that autoimmune disorders is very much so related to stress, anxiety, trauma, generational things I think are very interesting as well. Genetics, they play a piece, but they don't play all. So that whole my parents, everybody has cancer, so I'm going to get cancer. I understand, but I would say do a little bit more research. I believe genetics are less than a quarter of everything that's going on with your body. It is the environment. It is what you put into it. It's what you think, breathe, eat, where you spend your time, who you spend your time with. So years ago, I was very unhealthy. I was very, very unhealthy. I was anxiety ridden. I had panic disorder. I was scared to go anywhere. You guys wouldn't even recognize me. My hair was falling out. Literally, I remember the top of my head, which I was just looking at my hairline the other day, and I was like, dang, girl has grown some hair. But right in the top line here, see how it's usually your hairline is pretty straight across. I had these big gaping, whatever. I had very stringy, the bottom parts of my hair, and my hair's still wet. So this isn't even as big and whatever as it gets, but my nails would break off. I was broken out like crazy. I was skinny, but when you looked at me, it was she's not okay. And I remember I drastically lost a lot of weight, not in a healthy way. I couldn't even really figure out why. Now I do know why, but you could just imagine I was not in a good place. And so I chose for myself that I wanted to figure out what's truly going on with me. I went to a lot of different doctors. I met this incredible doctor, a lot of incredible doctors, but one specifically, her name is Dr. Elena. She's out of Texas. I always say that, and I want to say it's somewhere else, but I believe that it's Texas. She's amazing. She specializes in hormone health. We'll definitely have to tag her in this because I think she would appreciate the shout out, but I love her. She's amazing. She saved my life in more ways than she even recognizes. And all related to that is business, which is why it's on this podcast. Dr. Elaine and I always talk so many different times about how she's you guys have CEO adrenals. You have to be operating at such a high place all the time. You need to biohack your body. So I want to be clear that you don't have to be a CEO and you don't have to be a high performing person to have to take all of these to want to be healthy. I just feel as though for myself, I don't get quite as much leeway to be sick or not be feeling my best or have low energy or whatever. I have to be operating very high all of the time. And these are the things and a couple of my lifestyle things that we'll talk about that keep me this way. But if you're a female And the reason I have to say female is because I don't know how supplements would affect a male body because I am not male. But I know that you could do your own research, and I've given some of them to males in my life, and they have benefited from them. So if you are a female that struggles with sleep, anxiety, panic, weight loss, weight gain, did I say acne, hormonal acne, hair falling out, anything, nails breaking off, just overall, like the way that you look and the way that you feel. And hormonally, if you're just off, I'm irritable, I don't, these things should help, and do your own research. And yeah, I'd say we'll just kind of get started. So I have morning supplements and then I have evening supplements. And that is important. These people that just take a whole handful and shove it down your throat and like slick it back. We're taking our B vitamins at nighttime and then we go, oh, I don't know why I can't sleep. B vitamins are meant to give you energy. Okay. That's why we're not doing that. There's other things that like you should be taking in the morning because of just the way your body works. You should be taking it in between meals. So make sure you're actually paying attention to the bottle. Make sure you're actually doing research. I gave myself a lot of anxiety because I was taking things at the wrong time. That wasn't the only reason I had anxiety, but that was one thing that contributed to it. I was taking things at the wrong time. So be mindful of that. There's good morning supplements and there's evening supplements. Don't do the handful, shove it in your mouth and swig back some water. All right. Let's begin. So I have some things this is supporting thyroid function. Oh, and before I get started, all of these are going to be in my Amazon storefront. So if you need to know any of these, and I want to be clear, these are the brands that are good as well as the type of supplement. There are a lot of junk brands out there. All supplements are not created equal. All ingredients are not created equal. So the ones that I have, they might be a little bit more expensive. They might be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. There's a specific reason why I've picked these ones based off ingredients. They're just lab tested. It's the right percentage for me. So I want to be clear. Don't just go get discount supplements. You're probably eating chalk. All right, here we go. Whole thallus kelp. Do some research about kelp, about your thyroid, iodine, and just different things like that. I take this in the morning, every single morning. It's just good for women to just be thinking about their hormones. Your hormones are what regulates your entire body. It's what keeps you running. So kelp is really, really important. I want to give you a fair warning. It ain't great. This is the one that I just know I see it because it's like a little green capsule. I see it in my little supplement pack every morning and I hate it every time I have to take it. I've been taking it for years now and I've never stopped hating it. I've just grown a hatred for it. It tastes like kelp. It tastes like if you're at the beach and you see the stuff that like comes up off like the ocean and you just bent down and took a big old bite out of it. That's what this tastes like. It's disgusting, but it works really well and you definitely should take it. Another thing I take is, keeping on the fish train, omega. I do an omega. Not all omegas are created equal. You want one with DHEA or whatever, and what is it called? EPA and DHA. This is a great one. I love it. They like covered it with lemon because like it's just not great, but I really like this brand. I really like this fish capsule. There's so many things that are good for this, like hair, skin, nails, heart health, brain, immune health. There's so many things that are good. And we just don't eat fish. We just don't eat fish like we used to back in the days. And so this is really, really important. I take this at night. I don't know that this matters. I'm taking it morning or night. This is a fun one. Well, I'm going to go with the easier ones, actually. Magnesium. Not all magnesium is created equal. I take a triple magnesium. It's a triple complex. Magnesium malate, glycinate, citrate. Different magnesiums do different things. Everyone, I think it's like 60% or something of people are deficient in magnesium. And there's different types of magnesium. Some keep you calm. Some give you energy. Some keep you regular. There's so many different types of magnesium. If you have anxiety, I would bet that there's something going on with your magnesium levels. If you're constipated, I would bet that there's something going on with your magnesium levels. There's so much that magnesium does. And magnesium, I'm not a scientist. I'm a creative. But magnesium, I believe your cells use it. Your body uses it. I think it's like 152 different things that happen in your body throughout the day that is used by magnesium. So you need to constantly be restoring that in your body. I love this one because it has all three. High absorption. Check it out. I take one in the morning and I take one at night. For some people, that makes them too sleepy. Me, I drink no caffeine, okay? I don't need any more uppers. I need downers. I need downers all day. I am taking things that are actually what people would take at night. I take them in the morning. I got too much energy. But I take one in the morning. I take one at night. You could take two at night. There's a serving size, but that's magnesium, magnesium, magnesium. If I could only take one supplement ever, it would be magnesium. So you want to take that. Theanine. This is really good for sleep. So neurological active amino acid promotes relaxation. When I was struggling with anxiety, obviously it usually affects your sleep as well. I was having a lot of like intrusive thoughts, racing thoughts, just different things like that. So I went ahead and we worked together to find a lot of different supplements because I did not want to go on SSRIs or just like antidepressants or, mood stabilizers. I didn't want to do any of that. Unfortunately, I'd seen too many friends, just relationships I'd been in of people being on those. And it was really scary. It was really, really scary. So that was ruined for me. To be able to have that as an option just because of my own experience with people on things like that. And so my only option for myself was to go the natural route. So theanine is something that is very, very important for sleep, relaxation, and all the above. I also do a lot of matcha, actually. If you're a matcha drinker, this is in this. I think this is all L-theanine. I think that's also in like turkey, and that's what like makes you sleepy. So good stuff. Another sleep one, GABA. So this is already naturally occurring in your mind, in your brain space. It's very, very good for rest, relaxation. Let's see what it says. May help support a calm mind as well as muscle relaxation. Neurotransmitters are a chemical messenger that carry nerve information between nerve cells. GABA is synthesized in the bodies from firing of neurons. So really good for your brain. Relaxation, I take this at night. It just helps me sleep, let go of the day. Really love it. It's my little brain concoction. Adding on to the brain concoction is 5-HTP. This is a serotonin precursor, helps support a balanced mood. Balanced is the important word here. Women typically aren't very balanced in their mood. It affects me if my mood is not balanced from a professional, personal, spiritual, no matter what it is. If I am not balanced, this is not good. So it helps me to just be more relaxed, be more calm, be more present. 5-HTP specifically helps with like the intrusive like firing of thoughts, which is helpful. So I really, really love 5-HTP. I recommend it. Very reasonable. A lot of these are not too expensive. They are all together in one big lump sum, but none of them are too expensive. The next one is, so I bought the wrong thing, so don't buy this one. I have the other one in my Amazon storefront. I bought the wrong one though. It's quercetin and nettles. I usually like just quercetin, no nettles. Quercetin is another thing that was very popular around the time of Corona. And just research it. Look into it. It's really good for like anti-inflammatory. I would like definitely recommend it for people with like PCOS because like that your body is having like a inflammation response. You're having issues with cortisol. You're having issues with not cortisol. You're having issues with your blood sugar balance, insulin, different things like that. So I would definitely research some quercetin. If you have really bad seasonal allergies, really, really great. This is your body's inflammation. It just helps calm you down. I really, really love it. And it's super, super good. Next one. Well, no. I'm trying to do my special ones last. Vitamin D. Everybody, I think it's like 90% of people are deficient in vitamin D. And it's because we don't go outside, okay? It's because we don't go outside. It's not because we're not taking vitamin D supplements. It's because we don't go outside. We sit inside with artificial light and just rot. We need to go outside more. But I am someone who's very deficient in vitamin D. I need to be outside more. It probably would be good for me. Vitamin D needs to be coupled with a K1 and a K2 for it to be able to be absorbed. But I'm just hearing a little too much about vitamin D that I'm going to do some more research on it because I just don't know about this one. I don't know about this one in the long term. I've been taking it for many years. It's kept me very healthy, but there's just something that's not sitting well with me. So I'll follow up with you all. But vitamin D is important. You do need it. If you don't have enough of it, go outside. All right, I'm going to leave my two besties for last. L-lysine, amino acid. I remember doing a lot of research on this in regards to anxiety, but it's really good for skin, tissue support. It's really good for your stomach. I love this. It keeps me great. So look into her. All right. These two are my last everyday besties. And the reason why I have them in here are because I have advised so many other people to take them because I've just seen such a drastic change in myself. So if you are someone who, as a female, you're struggling with your hormones, you're struggling with mood, you're struggling with hormonal acne, you're struggling with weight gain, you're struggling with up and downs, just thoughts and feelings and whatever. Maybe you have PCOS, maybe you're in different levels of menopause. Research this, check it out. Before you go on maybe a Ozempic of something or a GLP-1 or any of those stuff, maybe give some of these supplements a try. This is my queen. I used to have hormonal acne all under my chin, okay? All under my chin. Like I have had hormonal acne since I remember getting my like first pimple because I used Clean and Clear back in 5th grade, and I've never not had it since, okay? And I was on birth control for a very, very long time because that helped clear my acne. It's just not so. But I've been on this for probably about 3+ months now, and all of my hormonal acne is gone. I've also limited some stress. I also sleep much better. So there's a couple things that definitely have helped, but I definitely want to give this supplement some kudos. Look it up. It's a weird name. Myodi-Chiro-Inositol, okay? This stuff is beyond. Research it, look into it. There's so many different things that it does. I take 2 in the morning. I take 2 at night. I am convinced this just keeps me much more cool, calm, collected. My like ovulation is where it needs to be. I have one of the rings. I don't just know when I ovulate. I have like one of those rings. And it just, I've seen my period cramps are better. And that's just, we can get on a soapbox for a second. If you have really severe period cramps and like your cycle is just really out of whack, and there's some people that literally don't ovulate, you need to look into that. It is not normal to have like super heavy week-long periods. It's not normal to have horrible period cramps. Again, I'm not a doctor. I just know that I really feel I've had a lot of friends that have just navigated miscarriages or not being able to get pregnant. And there's a lot of things in our food, guys. There's a lot of things in our food. There's a lot of things that we're wearing. There's a lot of things that we're doing to ourselves mentally that's affecting our ability to be the best females that we can. So this supplement is incredible. Research it, look at it, love it. And the next one, all my friends are on this, I think, at this point. I think literally every single one of my friends is on this. And that's like another thing too, based off like the pregnancy, because that's just so common that people talk about it, is like, oh, I'm losing my hair, like postpartum depression, it's just not, it's not normal, guys. It's not normal. Really be thinking about what you're taking and what you're doing. And just because they tell you it's normal or that's what you're supposed to be doing, maybe just get a little bit more curious. I'm just asking you to get a little bit more curious. Be a little bit more protective of what we put in our bodies. But this one is incredible. I learned a lot about organs, like animal organs, and eating them. And I know it sounds nuts. I'm not asking you to take a bite out of a cow liver, but I am asking you to take a supplement of beef liver. And you want it to be good quality. You want it to be a good supplement. My team is in here and they're like, this is a different one than you told me to take. There's one in my Amazon storefront. It is great. I just happened to order this one. I don't remember why. It just showed up in my house. But beef liver, look at beef organs. Look at taking beef organs because, and I had buffalo prior as well, like beef, right? It's amazing what they do for your hormones. It's amazing what it does for your hair, your skin, your nails. This is my multivitamin in a sense. Like other people are taking multivitamins. You don't need to be taking multivitamins. Okay. There's so much in multivitamins that you just don't need to be taking. And if you're breaking out a lot, side note, look how much B you're taking. Like if you're like 120,000 IUs of B supplement, you don't need that much B supplement. Nobody needs that much. There's something going on as to why you're using so much, and there's something going on as to why you're not absorbing it. Get more curious. Don't just take my body's failing me. It's not failing you. Your body is incredible. So here we go. All of my friends, though, specifically, like the main thing that they're on is this helps regrow and grow your hair. Okay. The pandemic, people were losing their hair. I did. My hair, hair was coming out. This is incredible for regrowing your hair. Thicker hair, healthier hair, skin, nails, all of the things. Do some research on this. Love it. She's so good. Look her up. Another thing too, with just hair in general, rosemary oil. I know we'd had like a favorites and I did like other shampoos and conditioners and things like that. Be putting rosemary oil physically on your scalp. Don't take it. I mean, you could take it internally. That helps with other things, but put it on your scalp. Shampoos. Now, don't go use like Head and Shoulders rosemary. Okay, we're kind of crossing out each other out. But a more natural shampoo, or you can even get like a dropper. That's what I would recommend with oregano oil. No, not oregano oil. That's my next one. Rosemary oil. But speaking of oregano oil, we will go right into that. Oil of oregano is literally nature's antibiotic. I will take oil of oregano when I have anything going on with me that I would maybe need an antibiotic for, just anytime I'm sick. Now, I want to be clear that like there's been times, I think it was like 2 years ago or so, I got strep throat. Never had strep throat my entire life. I don't know where that came from, but I went on antibiotics for that. And it was not great. I don't like going on antibiotics. Figure out what antibiotics do to your body, guys. It's not great. So oil of oregano is really, really great. If I just feel overall sick, down, I just need to kick something, this is really good. Now, you can't take this all the time, every single day. The next couple of supplements I'm giving you are just based on like certain things that are happening, but I love oil of oregano. You could look at like things like parasite cleanses or just like digestion, knocking certain things out, UTIs, whatever it is. Oil of oregano is amazing for it, but you can't take it every single day. I'm pretty sure you can take it like every day for up to 8 weeks and then you have to like stop taking it. That might even be too long. This is something that you take for a period of time, stop, and then you start taking it again. But I love it. And this is a really, really great supplement. It, again, is like an oil type capsule situation. Smells funky, but just, take it with some juice. You'll be all right. I do want to talk about B complexes because I think everyone takes them and for some reason we feel like we have to. My doctor doesn't have me on a B complex. She did for a while, but I just don't do well on a B complex. I break out on a complex. I get anxiety on a B complex. So this one is really, really good though if you do need one and you don't want one that has like 100,000,000 B12 percentages in it. So it's the orthomolecular products. I think I just got it on Amazon. It's in my storefront. It has a really good breakdown of all the Bs. And so B vitamins, though, got to be mindful. They are water soluble. So if you're going to take a lot of B, you got to drink a lot of water. Your pee is going to change to a different color. But just be careful of taking it just because you think you have to take it or just because you want to take it. A lot of people break out really, really bad because of it and just don't necessarily have a good reaction. So if you don't need it, don't take it. Period. Next one is, I love this one. So going through I really fell in love with charcoal, activated charcoal. Yes, it's literally charcoal, like from a fireplace. So I love charcoal and I started taking charcoal when I had food allergies, specifically gluten. And if anybody's had a gluten allergy or just sensitivity, you know how much like your stomach puffs out, right? And it's painful, it hurts, or you eat something and then you're like, oh crap, I don't feel good. I would take this. I also take this if I'm going to like go out on a night with my girls and I'm going to like drink a little bit. I just know how damaging that is to the gut lining. So I will take charcoal to kind of absorb junk. So if I have a stomach ache or there's a stomach flu going around, I will take charcoal. This is what they use in like hospitals or whatever when people poison themselves. Okay. Like this is something, it's a binder. So it grabs and it pulls things out of your body. I've also used this when I've done parasite cleanses because like, this is gross. Like the dead parasites and all that, they die and then they need to be like taken out of your body. So they bind and then they come out. It's going to make your, stuff black, but you'll be fine. Don't take it all the time. Don't take it all the time. This is just every so often when you need a little bit of support, definitely take it. Drink a lot of water. You want it to pass through. But I love charcoal. Love, 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 love charcoal. I will always have it in my house, especially when I have kids one day and there's belly aches and different things like that. Whether or not kids can take it, how young, I don't remember. I know that I've Googled it before, but they'll be all right. Next one is D-mannose. So everybody's like, oh my gosh, when I get a UTI, I used to get really, really bad UTIs. I know why now, but I used to get really, really bad UTIs and I feel like a lot of women get really bad UTIs and I would just give you a little recommendation that there's probably a reason why. And you should just like look at, overall health, who are you spending your time with? Also, how stressed are you? Are you not drinking enough water? That's a problem with me. If I don't drink enough water, I tend to feel like I have a UTI, even though I don't, but I could get one. So that's a symptom that I usually have is when I know I'm dehydrated, which I think is pretty common with most women. But usually what I used to do is run to like a Cystex cranberry, or like one of those pills that you take because it will cleanse you. I hate to tell you that actually the active ingredient in Cystex, when it hits your stomach acid, it turns into formaldehyde. Okay. So I don't think we want formaldehyde in our bodies. And I remember the last time I took it, I was like, oh my gosh. And so, of course, that would clear out a UTI. That'd probably clear out pretty much anything inside your body if you have formaldehyde in there. But what I would tell you is they're always like, oh, drink cranberry juice, and don't drink like sugary cranberry juice. But D-mannose is what is in cranberries. So I will take a bunch of this if I feel something coming on or I don't want something coming on. I haven't had to use it in a very, very long time, but it's just really, really good for female support. Of just urinary tracts and things like that. So definitely keep this on hand. I've given it to my friends before when they may be having any sort of issues, but totally recommend it. And you need it, take it for sure. And vitamin C too is always great. I'm going to leave this one for last because she's a dangerous one. Chamomile is another good one. So when I was dealing with a lot of my anxiety, and even, now when I kind of have I just more feelings than I would normally, right? I'm a little bit more triggered, a little bit more on edge. Chamomile is really amazing. So it's a very, obviously we hear of chamomile tea, but you can get it in the supplement form, and I'll take it with me. I have like this little pill box that I just have like a couple of these type supplements when I need extra. Chamomile is a natural like tranquilizer. So it's not going to like knock you out. For some it could, depending how really tired you are, but it's really good to help bring you just kind of down. So I would take this when I really need some good sleep. I'll take this when I want to relax. I used to be so anxious, guys. I drink chamomile tea in the morning. Like I need it that much, but it's a natural calming aid. Do some research on it, but it is really powerful for relaxing your nervous system and just keeping you cool, calm, and collected, and just being able to kind of like give a little extra boost in those times that you really need it. So I love chamomile. And then the last one, she's gotten quite a bit of hate, rightfully so. Because she was like very much so overly marketed, and I was taking it because that's how it was marketed to me, for anxiety, for, sleep, for whatever. And it actually caused more of my anxiety. I was taking it at the wrong time. I was taking it at all. It wasn't what I needed. The general population doesn't know how it works. It drops your cortisol too low. Everyone thinks their cortisol is like when you're stressed, your cortisol is automatically high. Get it tested. That's not true. It's not always your cortisol. She's ashwagandha. Be very, very careful with ashwagandha. I used to pump ashwagandha, guys. Like I had those little bites, the Calm gummies. I used to have those. That was my, like, I'm stressed, I'm whatever. And I kept popping these all day. And I was making my problem worse. So if you're on ashwagandha and you're like, I'm not feeling better, maybe do a little bit more research. I don't think we should be taking it. I don't think everyone should be taking it in the way that it's in everything now, right? It's literally in everything. Be very careful with these like adaptogens and whatever. You don't know what you need to adapt from. Okay. So yeah. And so that's all of my supplements, but I do want to say, even after sharing all of those, a supplement is not going to save you from a toxic relationship. Okay. A supplement's not going to save you from a toxic job. A supplement is not going to save you from not working out. Supplement's not going to save you from not eating well, sleeping well, and different things like that. So you have to make lifestyle changes. And that's what I did in addition to all of this. I changed a lot of my lifestyle. I changed a lot of things that I was doing. And I'm very happy to say that I don't have the anxiety that I used to. I still get it. Here and there, but I don't have it like I used to. And I'm so thankful for that with the lifestyle changes I made and, the different things that I'm doing. And so I just want to be very, very clear that, you could take all the supplements in the world, but if you're eating junk and you're not sleeping well and you're, married to and or dating a horrible person, and you're going to a job you hate every single day, there's other things that I think probably would really, really benefit you as well, in addition to the supplements. So if you have any other questions about supplements or other supplements I take, how I take them, why I take them, feel free to reach out. I definitely will start sharing a little bit more of this content on my other social media channels. So feel free to reach out. But thank you so much for listening to the pod today. And I look forward to talking to you guys next week.